guys, it's Mama Key. So I want to talk about space healing. What is space healing? Space healing is returning the space to wholeness, creating a void, creating time, creating a safe haven, creating a space that is full of possibilities. Now, what do I do? What is space healing all about? Space healing is when we use cues from our outside space in how we set up our space to look back inside to see where we are, where is our level of consciousness at that time. So a very, very straightforward thing is how decluttered, how cluttered is your house? Is your house full of clutter? So that's a very, very simple way of looking at it. But it's not quite as simple as that. So it depends on how we work with the cardinal directions, we work with everything around us to give us clues and cues. Sometimes in our process of healing or returning to wholeness from within, we struggle. We might find ourselves a little bit stuck. We might find ourselves needing a bit of help. So what we do is, whatever is happening to you on the outside is symptomatic of what is happening to us on the inside. So what's actually happening on the outside, how we place things. So for example, if the north is cold, the north is a place that is associated with career, with work, with abundance. So a bit of feng shui, a bit of vastu, but not quite either. But you even planet, where the planets are positioned in terms of these directions as well, and what we then in our house we might put there will tell us where we are in our consciousness. So for example, you have a boiler in your north area. The boiler represents fire. Your north is your career. Career is water. We want that place to flow. So we have a clash here between water and fire. That in itself is not a problem, yeah? So there is no good, there is no bad, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out cues from our space to remove any internal blocks, to help us completely heal ourselves, or at least start that process by becoming a bit more aware. In this regard, we would then go back to the person's timeline or go back and ask yourself, am I burning bridges with my career? Have I got issues with my career? If it's not my career, my source of income, where's my money coming from? Is there a flow? You might have a house that has a missing north sector. A missing north sector will mean that there's a missing career here. Are you somebody who has been on the spiritual path and has been a wallflower for a bit too long and hasn't been going out there and being yourself, stepping into your own being? Is it time now for you to make that change? And is this house now telling you that here we are, we're missing this corner, here we are, we're missing a source of income? There is what is it that we have to do about it now? Now, how you place your things in one area are not as important as how the entire area works as a whole. And it's a bit like us. And the house or the space that you occupy reflects how we are as a being. So we might have parts of us that are a bit more fiery, and parts of us, so we might suffer from water retention. So if there's too much water in your house, you might have some sewage pipes running under your house. Maybe you have a few problems there. Maybe you suffer from a mother wound. Perhaps you find it difficult finding your feet, so you might have a missing southwest corner. All of this helps in bringing us more in alignment. So what happens is whatever we are on the inside is reflected on the outside first. Second, when that happens, however we place things on the outside will then in themselves become the cause of what is happening. So they'll just escalate. So what we do in space healing is we first calm down everything that there is on the outside to then give you the space to work on what is going on inside. So through this process of space healing, we access your consciousness, we use various tools, but most of this is energy. Most of it is the 5 elements. Most of this is the cardinal directions, the planets. How are we working with the cosmos? Right? Where am I with the cosmos? How do I bring the cosmos at home? So my home is my cosmos, my home is my universe. So how have I placed the planets in my universe? Are they where they would be in the macrocosm, the glue, right? Am I the microcosm reflecting the macrocosm? Now, when there is that discord and when there is that discrepancy, that's where we know we've got work to do with our consciousness. A lot of this will reflect abundance issues, will reflect issues with children. Your children might have a problem with their education. You might have problems with neighbours. Just different things. You know, some people might have issues with their health. So do you have your entrance in the southeast? So it's not so much about trying to get what's on the outside right, or rather in balance, but it's about bringing balance within yourself using cues on the outside. So your outside is going to tell you a story. What we do with this work is we don't take a history from you. We will not ask you for a lot of information except for your floor plan. You provide us with your floor plan. We go through the floor plan, and the floor plan will talk to us. Your house will talk to us about your situation, or at least the situation of the ones that spend the most time in the house. You don't have to be an owner of that house. You don't have to be somebody who even pays any rent in that house. As long as you're occupying that space, we want to understand why is it that you occupy the space that you do, and how has it come to be that you have set it up in the way that you do. So with that, we just try and bring some balance, some harmony, but the harmony comes from inside out. That's the only way we're ever going to, because we're not built to have dissonance or to have problems with the elements. We are built to work in harmony. We're built to go with. So for example, while I was in Masai Mara, we talked about the migration that happens every year. I missed the migration, but I did get to see a bit of the wildebeest. I have seen the migration before, and people flock from different countries, different places to come and witness this just amazing feat of nature. When the wildebeest, they migrate from one land to another land naturally. And it's not just with that. Look around you with nature, you'll find a lot of things that are happening. They are following their nature. Now what happens with a human is that in a way we have digressed from our very nature. We have digressed from our nature, which brings a lot of dissonance, or which brings all these sort of little problems that we have. But we're able to conquer it, we're able to get through it with our awareness if we can tune into our environment, tune into your immediate environment and make it your best friend, make it your ally, help understand a few things with your space. So if you need any more information, you know where to get in touch with me, Space Healing, but we will be putting up a lot of content about how space healing works in practice as well. Stay tuned. Mama Ki, take care. Lots of blessings.